The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Did you have a good holiday weekend? I hope so. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this first day of December. Man, this replay has gone on forever, has it? Well, if you look at the first four games of this 1988 fake World Series between the Cincinnati Reds and Boston Red Sox, they have been certified classics all the way through. We've had two extra inning games. We've had a walk-off home run. We've had the longest game in what have been World Series history, and the Red Sox not scoring for a couple days. So we closed the Fenway Park portion of this program, and for the first time in 6 years that we've done replays on this channel, we have a Game 5 of the World Series that will not determine, or potentially not determine, who will win it, because this series is tied at 2. We will not have a champion after this one's over. Someone is going to get the chance to tomorrow at lunchtime win the World Series, but it won't be tonight. Now, it'll be Mike Boddicker for the Red Sox versus Tom Browning for the Reds. That's the good news if you're a Reds fan. Plus, you don't get a DH the next 2 days, potentially. Plus, you get home field for the next 2 games if you win this. That's the good news for the Reds. For the Red Sox, you win this one today, you have Roger Clemens going for you in Game 6, a potential World Series clincher tomorrow. The stakes are high, and the baseball has been absolutely incredible over the first 4 games. We're due to have a clunker, aren't we? I hope not. I hope it's not this one. So let's do this, shall we? It's the World Series in December. Or do you think baseball season goes long enough? As Retro Sports Network presents the 1988 World Series tonight from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. It is Game 5 between the Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And starting today, get your passes for Digital Dice Con next spring. So, as we said, it will be Mike Boddicker going for Boston. Weather not a factor. Clear skies, 63 degrees. Winds blowing from right to left at 5 as we get ready for this one. Boddicker has been a mixed bag record-wise in these playoffs, 1-2 with a 2.45 ERA, but he has been, I would say, more than adequate in all of his starts. 31 years old, fastball at 88, and a ground ball plus pitcher. He was the starter in Game 2 in Cincinnati. He's going on 3 days rest, as all the Red Sox pitchers are. In fact, I think Jose Rio will be able to go Game 6 for the Reds tomorrow. So in a 3-0 loss to the Reds, it really wasn't Boddicker's fault. 6 innings, 90 pitches, 3 hits, a run it was earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts in what will be Boddicker's last scheduled appearance of the year. Remember, in the 2 starts against Minnesota, he had the DH, and so he was lifted for a pinch hitter in Cincinnati. Overall, 18 1/3 innings, 16 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 9, but his ERA has been a very solid 2.45 over that time. Yes. Here's the lineup for the Reds in Game 5. Barry Larkin leads off at short. Chris Sabo at third will bat second. Cal Daniels and Eric Davis flip-flop in the lineup. Daniels will bat third and left, and Davis cleans up in center. Ken Griffey gets the call as the DH tonight. Dave Collins not having a great series. Griffey, a member of the 75 Reds squad, kind of asked for the start, and he's 3 for 6 in the playoffs. It's not going to hurt. Paul O'Neill in right will bat 6th. Nick Osaski at first will bat 7th. Ron Oster at second goes eighth, and with the righty Mike Boddicker on the hill, Jeff Reed gets the call behind the plate and will bat ninth. Boddicker can go 115 pitches. And that should get him into the seventh inning. Defensively for the Red Sox, Mike Greenwell a 5 and a 3 in left. Ellis Burks is a 7 and a 5 in center. Dwight Evans a 6 and an 8 in right. Wade Boggs a 7 at third. Jody Reed a 3 at short. You can see the change up there in the Red Sox box of what we did for the lineups for this one. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. Todd Benzinger a 2 at first. Rick Cerrone a 7 and a 4 behind the plate. Benzinger at first with a lefty. Browning on the mound and Cerrone behind the plate. So Larkin hitting .378 on the postseason, 14 for 37. He has scored 10 times for the Reds and has driven in 4. How you doing, Andrew? Mike Boddicker says he's ready. NBC says they're ready. Let's do this. Game 5 starts with a ground ball. Boddicker, first base side, throws to first, 1 out. And no one is allowed to plant a flag on the mound. It's a silly thing to do anyway. Chris Sabo has struggled. He's hitting .211 in these playoffs, but he has driven in 4, scored 5 times, and despite the fact he's only hitting .211, has stolen 3 bases. Boddicker's pitch. And that one is high off the wall. Greenwell waits for it to bounce. I thought Sabo thought that was gone. So did I. Sabo goes into second with his 3rd double of the postseason. That was a line shot that just kept rising, and I think Greenwell was surprised it wasn't gone. So much for a struggle there. Here's Cal Daniels. Daniels doing a better job of taking pitches than Eric Davis. He's hitting .276 in the postseason with 7 RBI, 2 doubles. He's also walked 8 times. Now, again, over the course of these 4 games, I'm sure he's been walked intentionally at least once. Pitch to Daniels. There's a ground ball, right side, base hit. So Sabo will hold at third. Evans still has a cannon out there in right. And Daniels on first. For Eric Davis, hitting .243, a home run, and 5 RBI. So the Reds off to a flying start here. But remember, they put 3 up on Bruce Hurst in Game 4 in the first inning and were stymied the rest of the way. Boddicker deals, and Davis draws the walk. So Boddicker, off like a herd of thundering turtles, has him loaded with 1 out for Ken Griffey. Senior, 3 for 6 on the playoffs with an RBI and a double. So Sabo on third, Daniels on second, and Davis on first. Reds threatening here in the top of the first. Already hearing chants of Bob Stanley. Boddicker, deep breath, delivers. Ground ball to Reed. They might get 2 out of this. They'll concede the run. Barrett for 1, and Griffey's going to reach on the fielder's choice. Davis does his job and prevents a throw. So 1-0 Reds. But there's 2 out for Paul O'Neill, who has struggled in this postseason, 7 for 31. But of those 7 hits, he has 3 doubles, a triple, and has driven in 3. So Daniels on third, Griffey on first, 2 out. Boddicker a long inning, and that will continue as O'Neill punches that one into center. It's 2-0 Reds. Griffey runs all the way to third, and Boddicker has thrown 29 pitches here in the top of the first. So here's Nick Osaski. Nick 5 for 25. And he has struck out 10 times. Pete Rose was told before the game that he could not dress himself. Osaski, another base hit, and it's 3-0 Reds. And so the Reds are taking this seriously. They're going to try, O'Neill's going to try for third. Greenwell with the throw to Boggs, and that is not in time. And it's all coming undone right now as Ron Oster is the number 8 hitter. Ron hitting .207 with 2 runs scored. He does have a double. So O'Neill on third, Saski on first. Boddicker deals. And the Reds convert the steal. So Nick Saski, not known for his blazing speed, will steal second. And it's a 1-strike count. The good news is the Red Sox have long relievers by the bushel because they're only going with a 3-man rotation. The bad news is the next game is in Cincinnati. This is it for Fenway in 88. Pitch to Oster. Popped up. Cerrone to the screen. He waits and can't get it, and it's an 0-2 count. So Boddicker, not the start the Red Sox wanted. Pitch to Oster on the 0-2. Struck him out, and the inning is mercifully over. If you're a Red Sox fan, if you're a Reds fan, you are pumped. 35 pitches for Boddicker, 3 runs, 4 hits, and the Reds leave on 2. Half an inning in the books. Cincinnati 3, Boston nothing. So Tom Browning likes the challenge. He's 28 years old, fastball at 85, and is an extreme fly ball pitcher. I'd love to start over again, but the sanctity of the stream, Gardner, tells me that I can't do that. Browning has only pitched twice in this postseason. He pitched Game 2 against the Mets at Riverfront and beat them over 7 innings, and then pitched Game 2 of the World Series at Riverfront and beat the Red Sox 3-0. 8 innings that day, 112 pitches, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. 15 innings for Browning, 10 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He gave up 2 homers to the Mets. He's walked 5 and struck out 4. Good evening, Tim. My weekend was good. Oh no. Hopefully the check engine light isn't there. How much snow did you get in Cleveland? Here's how the Red Sox will line up. Wade Boggs will lead off at third. Jody Reed, who has hit well, he has 11 hits in the postseason, gets moved up to second in the lineup. He'll play short. Dwight Evans in right will go third. Mike Greenwell cleans up in left. Ellis Burks, last night's hero, in center, will bat fifth. Jim Rice, the DH, will go sixth. Rice will be the primary pinch hitter once this goes back to Cincinnati for Game 6. Todd Benzinger at first will bat 7th. Rick Cerrone behind the plate will go 8th. That's what happens with all the lefties. And Marty Barrett, trying to take some pressure off him, will play 2nd and bat 9th. In the Cleveland area, maybe half an inch. Wow. Wow. Defensively for the Reds, Cal Daniels a 4 and a 6 in left. Eric Davis a 10 and a 2 in center. Paul O'Neill a 5 and a 7 in right. Chris Sabo a 7 at third. Barry Larkin a 7 at short. Ron Oster is a 6 at second. Nick Saski is a 4 at first. If you're in the snow belt, you got a foot or more. Where my dad grew up in Fredonia, by the way, Jeff Reed is behind the plate. He's a 7 and a 4. And Tom Browning a 7 on the mound with a .927 fielding percentage. My dad grew up in Fredonia, New York, and is seeing pictures of cars stranded on the thruway at that exit because they got so much snow. Andrew got 4 inches. We'll talk about how much snow we got in a second. Wade Boggs hitting .341, 15 for 44, a double, a triple, a homer, and 2 RBI. Pitch to Boggs, and Wade draws the walk. So on Thanksgiving, Jody Reed, by the way, 11 for 40 in the playoffs. He's driven in 3. Was watching the radar, a bunch of channels on YouTube that do really well with the weather. And there was, in a sea of dark blue, which is snow, there was a patch of green. And that patch of green, Andrew, was Burlington. We got nothing. My mom got 6 inches, but we got zip. Boggs on first. Reed pops it up. Larkin waits and will make the catch. 1 out. So it was just cold, raw, and nasty here on Thanksgiving. It spit snow, but I don't believe it got below 36 the entire day. Dwight Evans hitting 190, 8 for 42 with 2 RBI. But yet, despite some of these bad numbers for the Red Sox, the World Series is tied at 2 games apiece. How you doing? Mr. Saranac Lake got some snow, however. Pitch to Evans. Dewey in the right. O'Neill going back. Will run it down. There's a lot of room back there. And Paulie made a good catch. So 2 out for Mike Greenwell, hitting 261, a homer and 4 RBI. So 2 out, 3-0 Reds. They tattooed Mike Boddicker in the first. Ground ball to Browning. He'll go to Osaski, and that will do it. So the Red Sox strand a runner. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the second in Game 5. Reds 3, Sox nothing. A few inches more to the south. Well, you got more than we did. So it'll be Reed, Larkin, and Sabo to face a shell-shocked Boddicker here. Don't say that too fast. Here in the second. Reed hitting 154 with an RBI. I'm doing fine, William. How are you? Ground ball to Barrett. Marty has it. Throws to first for the out. 1 away for Larkin, who's 0 for 1. Boddicker, an opening 9 he'd like to forget. 40 pitches. Inning in a third. 4 hits. All 3 runs are earned. A walk and a strikeout. It'll be Clemens and the same Jose Rio tomorrow at noon Eastern in Game 6 from Cincinnati. Larkin right back to Boddicker. Over to Benzinger. Larkin's running, and he is out on a bang-banger. So Boddicker 2 quick out here in the second for Chris Sabo. Heard me talking about his slump, and then he promptly doubled and scored. Slow ground ball to Benzinger. And Todd will let that roll foul, and the count is full. So the plan now for Boddicker is if you can get through 6, you've done some great business. Full count pitch to Sabo. There's a base hit in the left. And Greenwell will throw it back in. So a 2-out single for Cal Daniels, who singled and scored his first time up. Boddicker throws to first, and Sabo is back. And they will pitch out. Sabo goes. Cerrone throws down to Jody Reed, and Sabo has it stolen. We've said throughout this series, there's a lot of similarities speed-wise between the Reds and the '85 Cardinals. They don't have a speed burner, but they have a lot of people who can steal. The big difference is the Reds can hit for a lot of power. Pitch to Daniels is a ground ball to Barrett, waits for it, throws to first, and the Reds are retired in the second. No runs. They've left on 3 after an inning and a half. It's the Reds 3, the Red Sox nothing. Oops. Oh, Andrew Rothman, how are you? Got you and you bought Main Event Boxing. Hope you enjoy that. Enjoy doing that video today. Ellis Burks. Don't let that 167 average fool you. The home run on that dance card was his walk-off homer when we were with you Tuesday in the 12th inning. They tied up this World Series. Browning deals, and Berg sends this one into right. Shallow. O'Neill rides the Schwinn, 1 out. For Jim Rice, hitting 257, a homer and 3 RBI. I was using my Jim Rice Appa mug this morning. It was very nice. And if you get bored, just pull out some dice and take some batting practice. Pitch to Rice. Line drive, foul, third base side. Some punk from Duxbury, Vermont is biting his nails, made that catch, which is amazing since he can't use his hands. The count is 2-2 to Jim Ed. Browning deals. Rice into center. Davis coming in will make the catch, and there's 2 out. For Todd B. Benzinger at 259, a home run. That was a grand slam in Game 1 of the ALCS. And Benzinger has now driven in 6. Actually, the one time I've been to Fenway, I was pretty much sitting about where this picture was taken. So pretty good seats, except for there was a pole in the way. Pitch to Todd B. Into left field. Back goes Daniels, but that will stay in the yard, and Cal will make the catch. Red Sox go in order after 2. Reds 3, Boston nothing. So Davis, Griffey, and O'Neill to face Boddicker here in the 3rd. Eric walked his first time up. To short. Reed to Benzinger. 1 out. So Boddicker taking some solace in Bruce Hurst's rough start in Game 4 and has settled in. Griffey, RBI, and scored a run. Reached on a fielder's choice. To Barrett, Marty coming in, quick throw to Benzinger. Griffey for an old man can run, and there's 2 out. For Paul O'Neill, who had an RBI single in the 1st. Boddicker deep breath and deals. Fly ball to left. O'Neill goes the other way. Greenwell will snare it, and that will do it. So the Reds go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. But after 2.5, they lead Game 5, 3-0. So Cerrone, Barrett, and Boggs to face Browning here in the 3rd. Cerrone hitting .360. He is platooning with Rich Gedman in the series. A double and 3 RBI. Browning's pitch, fly ball to left. The crowd likes it. That's going well back, and that ball is gone. So Rick Cerrone is homered, and it's now a 3-1 ball game. You just never know who the heroes are going to be. Cerrone hit 3 in real life in 264 at-bats. Cerrone had the unfortunate fortune in 1980 of having to replace Thurman Munson with the Yankees. And caught for a long time. I think he was with the Yankees when they went to the series in 81. So, first hit for the Red Sox makes it a 2-run game. Marty Barrett shifted down to the 9-hole. He had been in the 2-hole all the way through, hitting .125, 6 for 48, a double, a triple, and an RBI. Into right center. Davis moving over. Makes the catch. 1 out. For Wade Boggs, who walked his first time up, opening 9 for Browning. 40 pitches, which is a surprise because he hasn't had to labor all that much. 2 in the 3rd. The 1 hit, the homer a moment ago by Cerrone, and a walk. Browning's pitch. Boggs in the right. O'Neill in the alley. Will make the grab. 2 out. For Jody Reed, who's 0 for 1. Browning rubs it up, delivers to Reed. And Jody draws the walk. So Reed is on. 2 out for Dwight Evans, who finds himself now as a tying run. He's 0 for 1. Hope you're all enjoying the end of your long weekend. Did you guys get anything good for Black Friday or Cyber Monday yet? Pitch to Evans. And Evans draws the walk. So first and second now, 2 out for Mike Greenwell. For those of you who may not have watched a lot of the regular season streams, Greenwell had a season for the ages. He hit .318, 25 homers, and his 132 RBI led the American League. 0 for 1 today. Reed on second. Evans on first, 2 out. Browning in a jam. Laced into right down the line in the corner. Reed will score. Evans huffs and puffs around third, and this game is tied. A 2-run stand-up double for Mike Greenwell. How about that? Everyone getting ready for the Bills and the 49ers. Please bring your shovels. Ellis Burks is 0 for 1. How about that? So Greenwell with a huge double, and the Red Sox have fought all the way back. They got a 3-spot. Clutch hitting indeed. Andrew. Pitch to Burks. Fly ball center field. Davis going way back, and that is gone! Burks is homered in back-to-back games, and the Red Sox go up 5-3. Talk about clutch hitting. Holy smokes. That wasn't hit as far as his game winner the other night. But that found about the third row of the stands. And the Red Sox now lead it 5-3. Tribe fan went Christmas shopping only 27 days, yeah. And you got to ship gifts to Texas. My word. So Browning has lost the script here in the third. 2 out for Rice, who's 0 for 1. That's a base hit into right. O'Neill will throw it in. So when do you go get Browning? Here's Todd B. Benzinger 0 for 1. The Red Sox have put 5 on the board here in the third on 4 hits. Pitch to Benzinger. Fly ball to left. Daniels. He'll track that one down, and that'll do it. What a huge inning for the Red Sox. Greenwell a 2-run double, and then Burks a 2-run homer. After 3 here at Fenway, it's the Red Sox 5, the Reds 3. So Osaski, who stole a base and singled his first time up, Oster and Reed for Boddicker. Andrew bought APC Golf. I had a very good Thanksgiving, AP. Thank you. Actually, had dinner again tonight. We didn't have a lot of leftovers, but my God, my wife is a good cook. Pitch to Osaski. Struck him out. So Boddicker gets a second win here with the lead here in the fourth. The 2-2 fastball chased. I Score Hockey. Oh, the history of WHA. We'll be actually doing the follow-up show for Digital Dice on Wednesday. I believe Dave and I are going to do that. So we're going to ask you, and so you can put that in the comments on the Facebook group. Pitch to Oster. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty over to Benzinger. Oster running, but he's out. How you doing, Sean? Jeff Reed is 0 for 1. So if you're a Reds fan, do you take solace that you get possibly the next 2 at home? Or worry that you're looking down now, down 2 in the fourth? Not a must-winning game, but you are looking at Roger Clemens in Game 6. Pitch to Reed. It's a base hit into center field. Burks will pick it up. Mike Boddicker has not been all that effective. 73 pitches, 18 batters, 3 2/3, although the second 9 better than the first. 6 hits, all the 3 runs are earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. Larkin is 0 for 2. Ground ball to Jody. Reed flips it to Barrett, and that'll do. So after 3.5 at Fenway, my, how the tides have turned. No runs, a hit, no errors. Red Sox 5, Reds 3. Doing well. Thanks for asking. Facebook post will be about to please make sure to dispose of any leftovers for Thanksgiving. I mean, it was so good. So here's how the rest of the series has gone. And again, this has been a certified classic. Game 1, the longest game at this point in World Series history. A 5-4 win. The Red Sox blow the lead. Barry Larkin with 3 hits. A 2-run homer and 1 out in the 9th for Lloyd McClendon. Tied the ball game at 4. And then the Reds win in 15. Game 2, behind Tom Browning. They shut out Mike Boddicker and the Red Sox 3-0. We come home. Game 3, Roger Clemens and Lee Smith shut out the Reds 1-0. And then when we were with you on Tuesday, the Red Sox were down 3-0 in the first, like they were tonight, and they won 5-3 in 12. The game-winning blow, the home run from Ellis Burks in the 12th inning. So on back-to-back games, Ellis Burks has hit home runs to make it a 5-3 ball game. Rick Cerrone singled, scored, didn't single, Ronnie homered in the 3rd. So Browning now, probably that leash is short. Grounds this one foul, first base side. Somebody from Boston heaving into a bag made that play, and the count is 2-2. Cerrone in the left again. This one should stay playable. Daniels, 1 out. For Marty Barrett, Marty has really struggled 0 for 1 today. Marty in the shallow center. Davis moving over into right center. And there's 2 out for Wade Boggs. Wade 0 for 1 with a walk. Browning 77 pitches for 18 batters, 3 2/3. All 5 runs are earned. He has allowed 4 hits. The home runs to Cerrone and Burks. Has walked 3 and hasn't struck out anybody. In the left center, back goes Davis, and that'll do it. So through 4, the C's have calmed a bit for both pitchers. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 5th in Game 5. Red Sox 5, Reds 3. So Sabo, Daniels, and Davis here in the 5th. Chris has singled, doubled, scored a run, and stolen the base. Boddicker starts the 5th. Sabo drops one down and is going to reach. What a smart play. Benzinger picked it up, and Sabo was standing on first going, what took you so long? So Sabo is 3 for 3 today. Here's Daniels. Cal 1 for 2. He is singled and scored. Boddicker throws to first, and Sabo is just kind of like a horse at the gate, just raring to go. They'll pitch out. There goes Sabo. They'll throw down to Reed, and Sabo, they got him. Sabo was just too obvious that that's what he wanted to do, and they throw him out. So 1 ball count to Daniels and nobody on. Ground ball to 3rd. Boggs over to Benzinger. 2 out. Lots to read in the update in a minute. Eric Davis is 0 for 1. He has walked today. Boddicker deals. Popped up. Cerrone doffs the mask. Foul territory. Will make the catch to retire the side. Reds get a hit, and then Sabo thrown out trying to steal. Halfway home on a 33-degree night. That's Fahrenheit. In Burlington, Vermont. It's the Red Sox 5. I need a drink. The Reds 3. Well, this one really has been a tale of two innings in a series that is so on knife's edge that you don't know how it's going to go. It's not a surprise that we've had big bursts from both the teams. 5-3 the score. Boston ahead. Reds got 3 in the first. Ken Griffey, a fielder's choice, to make it 1-0. Paul O'Neill singled home Cal Daniels to make it 2-0. And then Nick Osaski singled to score Ken Griffey to make it 3-0. And that lasted all of 2 innings as the Red Sox send 9 to the plate in the third. Rick Cerrone was the first hit of the game for the Red Sox, a solo homer to make it 3-1. And then on back-to-back batters, Mike Greenwell, a 2-run double to tie the game. And then for the second successive game, Ellis Burks, a 2-run homer to make it 5-3. So Tom Browning threw 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He hasn't struck out anybody yet. Mike Boddicker not trying out for Cy Young with this one, but he can get the win if the Red Sox hold on. 7 hitter through 5, 3 runs, all earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 2. Jody Reed has walked and scored. He's 0 for 1. In the right center, Davis coming in, 1 out. For Dwight Evans, Dewey walked and scored in the third. He's 0 for 1. So it will not change for the pitching matchup for Cincinnati will not change. It will be Jose Rio tomorrow, win or lose tonight. Pitch to Evans. And there's a ground ball right side. O'Neill will throw it in. And Dewey has a single. Because it is an off day between games 5 and 6 as far as the game is concerned, Tom Browning, who normally wouldn't be available to go in a Johnny Holstaff situation, because of the day off, will be available if the Reds need him in game 6 and or 7. Mike Greenwell, a double. He's 1 for 2, and that double in the third drove home 2. Reed and Browning have a word. That's in the left field for a base hit. Crowd doesn't like that for whatever reason. Evans will hold at second. And so here comes Ellis Burks. Burks, remember, in the ALCS, we moved him down to 7th. At one point in the postseason, he was hitting 025. And now on back-to-back days, he has hit 2 home runs and driven in 4. Yeah, Pocket Pennant has released a new version of their game tonight. I got to go get it. So Evans on second, Greenwell on first, and Browning hanging on by the hair of his chinny chin. Pitch to Burks, walked him, and we are going to get Mr. Browning. So we're going to go with Ron Robinson, I think. Rice 232. Can we beat that by someone that Tim Burtsis has gone in long relief a couple times? Yep, Ron Robinson. Notice the picture changed on the stadium. Robinson did not need to pitch against the Mets and didn't need to go the first 4 against the Red Sox. He would be really their 4th starter. 5-3 on the replay, a 4.30 ERA. He hasn't pitched since September 23rd, so he's pretty much had a month off. In a 2-1 win against the Braves, where he got the win, 1 inning, 17 pitches, and allowed a hit. He hasn't thrown more than 20 pitches since September 17th. 81 2/3 in the regular season for Robinson, 84 hits, 44 runs, 39 earned, 5 homers. He gave up 4 to the Padres on September 7th. He walked 25 and struck out 50. He's 26, fastball at 87. and a ground ball pitcher. So he's coming in with the bases loaded to face Jim Rice, who's 1 for 2. The Reds trying to hold us to a 2-run game. Evans on third, Greenwell on second, and Burks on first. Robinson deals, and Rice rips this one into left. Evans is going to score. Daniels has it. Greenwell will hold. And now it's 6-3. You might see Bob Stanley after all. Sean, in regards to Black Friday, got 74 for Action PC Baseball, Horse Racing 90 from Roberto Savini, and the Game of Dice Baseball 79. We'll see how it goes. Now I'll see what the computer will do. He just hasn't pitched. He can go for a while. And you might be getting to the point now where you're just going to say, save it. Sean, what'd you think of the harness game from Shavini? Benzinger 0 for 2. Robinson deals. Struck him out 2 away. A 2-2 fastball outside for Cerrone, who will stay in the game. Cerrone 1 for 2 was his homer in the third. That started for the Red Sox. They lead this one 6-3 with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. In the center field, back goes Davis. And Eric will track that one down, and we're through 5. The Red Sox chase Tom Browning. They get a run on 3 hits. They've left on 5. We go to the 6th. In Game 5, Boston 6, Cincinnati 3. So Griffey, O'Neill, and Nasaski to face Boddicker. Ken reached on a fielder's choice, drove in a run, and scored. He's 0 for 2. Struck him out. So Boddicker, again, he's following what Bruce Hurst did in Game 4. Spot him 3, and then bear down. Here's Paul O'Neill. Paulie 1 for 2. A single and an RBI. Ground ball to third. Boggs runs in, throws on the run. Benzinger is there. And there are 2 out. For Nick Asaski, Nick has a single in this one, and a stolen base, and a strikeout. Boddicker winds and fires, and Asaski strikes out, so Boddicker fans too. And after 5.5, Reds go in order in the 6th. Boston 6, Cincinnati 3. So Sean's read how the harness game plays out. It's quite simple. I do not like that he did not give us information about the horses other than its name. Okay. All right, I haven't played the horse racing game. The car racing game is fun. It's in segments. I'm sure the horse racing is too. Marty Barrett is 0 for 2. Robinson starts the 6th, and Barrett draws the walk. So we'll see what the computer starts to do here. Oh my goodness. Wade Boggs. He's drooling like he just drank a 6-pack of PBR and ate a bucket of chicken. How? He's 0 for 2 with a walk. He got a .526 batting average here. Robinson looks like a deer caught in the headlights. He winds and fires. Up the middle, they're going to get 2 out of this. Larkin for 1 from Oster over to Asaski, and that's a 4-6-3 double play. And Robinson just has the slyest smile on his face. Oh, my word. Brings up Jody Reed, who's 0 for 2. Robinson deals. And Reed draws the walk. For Dwight Evans, Dewey 1 for 2. He has walked, singled, and scored twice. That just kind of goes to show you that you never know what's going to happen in a playoff game. Pitch to Evans. Reed leads off at first. Popped up left side. Larkin waits, and that'll do. We've played 6 at Fenway. Red Sox, no runs, no hits. They've left on 6. No errors for the Reds. We go to the 7th in Game 5. Boston 6, Cincinnati 3. So Oster, Reed, and Larkin to face Boddicker, who now has a quality start. Oster 0 for 2 with a K. Pitch to Oster. Ground ball, Boddicker, first base side, throws to first for the out. So here's Jeff Reed. Jeff 1 for 2. He has himself a single. Boddicker's pitch struck him out. So Mike Boddicker has found whatever it was he was missing in the first. That's number 5, a full count fastball chase. And here's Barry Larkin. So Boddicker, 101 pitches. 6 2/3, 27 batters, 7 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Pitch to Larkin, hit him. That was not intentional. Chris Sabo has had himself a day. He is 3 for 3. He has singled twice, doubled, stolen a base, thrown out trying to steal, and scored. Up the middle, Boddicker snares it, throws to Benzinger, stretch time, 6-3 Boston. So as Ron Robinson continues to spare the Reds bullpen, Mike Greenwell 2 for 3, single, double, and his double drove home 2 to tie the ball game in the 3rd. In the 6 years that we've been doing this, tomorrow's Game 6 will only be the 2nd time we've had a World Series go 6 games. And if we somehow get a split of the next 2, we have never had a series go the distance. Pitch to Greenwell. Ground a line in the right field. That will drop in front of O'Neill for a hit. We've had some sweeps. We've had a couple of 5-game series. It's the 3rd hit for Greenwell. Ellis Burks gets a mighty hand as he steps in, 1 for 2. A home run and 2 RBI today. The first one we did back 6 years ago, back in 2019, or 2018 rather. No, it's 2019. When the Expos beat the Orioles in 6. Pitch to Burks. That's into center field. He ripped that one in there for a hit. So Greenwell will go to 3rd. Davis throws it back in. Runners on the corners for Jim Rice, who was 2 for 3 today. Boy, the Red Sox are going to miss his bat. In Cincinnati, he has an RBI. Greenwell on 3rd, Burks on 1st. 9 hits now for Boston. Robinson deals. And Rice lines that one to Larkin. And everybody's got to get back. 1 out for Todd B. And we will come get Ron Robinson. So Robinson does his job. They will go with Frank Williams. Who hasn't pitched in this series. He pitched twice against the Mets. 30 years old, fastball at 93 and a standard pitcher. No, I take that back. He threw in game 1 on that 15-inning classic. He went 1 inning and threw 10 pitches. So overall, 2 1/3, 4 hits, a run it was earned, and a strikeout. So runners on the corners, 1 out. Reds trying to hold this to a 3-run game. Benzinger 0 for 3 in this one with a strikeout. Williams pitch, and runner does not go, and I'm getting yelled at. How you doing, John? Hold on 1 second. The cat wanted my undivided attention, and I'm kind of busy right now. John, how are you? Just in time for the exciting Reds comeback. So 1-ball count. We were not stealing Ellisburgs, although we should. Struck him out. That worked. A 1-2 changeup got him on the inside corner. 2 out for Rick Cerrone. Cerrone 1 for 3. He has a home run in this game. That came in the third. That was the first hit. So 224. No. Do we go with Gedman? Do we make the switch? No. We stick with it. Pitch to Cerrone. Walked him. So now they're loaded for Marty Barrett, who is overdue like you wouldn't believe. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Now hitting 120 in the playoffs. Can break this one open here. We've not had a blowout in this series. Greenwell on third, Perks on second, and Cerrone on first. 2 out, 7th inning. Williams deals. Barrett, ground ball to Williams. Quick throw to Asaski, and Barrett is retired. So the Red Sox threaten, but they do not score. They've left on 9, no runs, 2 hits and no errors. We go to the 8th. Boston 6, Cincinnati 3. So Boddicker is done. We aren't going to play around with that. I have Stanley. I've used Lee Smith the last 2 days. I don't want to get... Do I want 6? Boddicker looks strong. All right. You talked me into it. Daniels 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty has it, throws to first, 1 out. So I can use Smith for 3 straight days. Eric Davis is 0 for 2 with a walk. To third, Boggs. Long throw for the out. And so the Red Sox are about 4 outs away from being in the same situation they were in 86. Although they'll have won 2 out of 3 at Fenway, which they didn't do 2 years ago. And be on the cusp. Ken Griffey is 0 for 3. Boddicker last batter either way. Griffey has struck out, driven in a run on a fielder's choice, and scored. Pitch to Griffey. Into left center, in comes Burks, and Mike Boddicker gave you 8 innings. How about that? No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Boston 6, Cincinnati 3. So Williams to face Boggs, Reed, and Evans. Wade 0 for 3 with a walk. Ground ball to Larkin. Over to Asaski. 1 out. Williams is a terrible fielder. He's got a fielding percentage of .789. I just noticed that. Butch Hobson even thinks that's bad. Jody Reed 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. That's a base hit into center field. So Larkin has cooled off both in the field and at the dish. That's the 10th hit for the Red Sox. And that'll bring up Dwight Evans, who is 1 for 3. He has singled, walked, and scored twice. Williams deals. Struck him out, and Tim Burtsis. So the Reds aren't going to use John Franco. Burtsis, the lefty, to face Greenwell. Tim has pitched 3 times in these playoffs. 28 years old. Fastball at 89. He has pitched twice in this series. He last pitched in Game 3 here in Boston. Inning in 2/3, 25 pitches and allowed a hit. He got the win. He went 3 1/3 in that 15-inning classic in Game 1. He's allowed 3 hits and struck out 2. Greenwell 3 for 4 today. A double and 2 RBI and a run scored. Burtsis deals. Reed on first. Greenwell ground ball to Oster. He'll go to Larkin for the sure out at second. And the Red Sox are 3 outs away from having 2 shots to win the World Series. So, sorry, no Bob Stanley time today. Lee Smith, who has blown a save in this postseason, making his 7th appearance. He's 1-0 with a 3.18 ERA. Lee Arthur is 31, fastball at 94, and a ground ball pitcher. Dennis Lamp, Andrew. I want to know if Cumberland Farms' eggnog is that good that you would make that suggestion. He has gone 4 times now in the series. He got the win in the 12th last night. He went 1 inning and threw 14 pitches and a walk. He did not get charged with a loss in Game 1, but he did give up the home run to McClendon with 1 out in the 9th. So 5 2/3 for Lee Arthur. 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a homer. He's walked 5 and struck out 4. But he can lock down his 2nd save of the series right here. Absolutely not. Love the small. Oh, I'm sorry, reading the wrong thing. Do I have a... You know, we're about to get Stewart's up here because they just bought one of the chains. But as someone who grew up in upstate New York, yeah, I know all about Stewart's. Make your own sundaes. We had them in Vermont, and when I lived in Polteny 1,000 years ago, we had one there. Yeah. It's great. So we're about to get one in town. Oh, best thing they have is their eggnog? Don't tell me that. Don't tell the person with the sugar issues where the good eggnog is, okay? Paul O'Neill 1 for 3 today. He has singled and driven in a run. So Lee Smith trying to get the last 3 outs at Fenway in 1988. Up the middle, Barrett will make a great play over to first, 1 out. If I remember correctly, they used to make an eggnog ice cream that was to die for. Nick Osaski 1 for 3. He has singled, driven in a run, stolen a base, been thrown out trying to steal, and struck out twice. Clemens in Rio tomorrow at noon. Pitched and Lenny Harris, because you can always feel good about Lenny's, will pinch hit. Lenny has had 2 singles and 3 walks in this playoffs. The Mets and the Red Sox can't get him out. No, it is their ice cream, yeah. Oh, I can have them. I just can't eat too many of them. No, Stewart's beer is not something I would think of. So here's Harris. 1 out, nobody on. Smith from the wind. Base hit. So Lenny Harris still can't get retired. Evans throws it in. Can't blow on your hands, 56 degrees. What little breeze there is out to right center at 3. Here's Ron Oster. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Up the middle. Reed steps on second for 1, throws to first. And Oster beat it out. Usually when you see that, it's a double play. So nice to see that that's why I didn't call it. So Oster's on. Last chance saloon. Reds need 3 to tie and 4 to go ahead. And let's see what they do with Jeff Reed. 1 for 3 with a strikeout today. It is snowing in Orchard Park. That game is kicked off. So here we go. Let's see what they do. They keep Reed in the game. He strikes out, and the Red Sox are 1 win away. How about that? The 16-year-old in me is loving life. The Red Sox win Game 5, 6-3. And they're going to go with Roger Clemens to win the World Series tomorrow. So 3 hours and 20 fake minutes later, the Red Sox 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The Reds, and they left on 10. But when you win, you don't care. 3 runs for Cincinnati, 8 hits and no errors. And they left on 6. And if you would have told me, how you doing, John, an hour ago, that Mike Boddicker would give up 3 runs in the first and pitch 8 innings. But that's what he did. So he closes out his postseason ledger 2-2. 8 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. A walk and 5 strikeouts. Lee Smith could have gone 57 pitches in this one. And trust me, if they need 6 outs from him tomorrow to win the World Series, he's throwing 6 outs tomorrow. 1 inning, a hit, and a strikeout. Browning picked the wrong time to have a terrible outing. 4 1/3, 6 hits, 6 runs, all earned. The homers to Cerrone and Burks. He walked 4. Ron Robinson, 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Didn't allow a run on his own and faced 10 batters. It's about as well as you could expect. Frank Williams, an inning and a third, a hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. And Tim Burtz has got the last out. So, John predicts that, oh, thanks for giving it a like. I appreciate that. It's a setup, Ron. It's a setup. So Tim's going to go tape a Gaylord Perry game. So have a good night watching the snow. John's got his Roger Clemens voodoo doll out there. Going to get ejected. That would be funny. Who was it? Someone in Game 1 said, yeah, this one's going 15. It was Mike Canisteri, I think it was. And it did. So the final score, I'll try not to get too excited about this. The Red Sox win Games 5 by the score of 6-3, and they have 2 chances to win the World Series with Roger Clemens versus Jose Rio tomorrow at noon. Until then, thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you then. Have a good night, everybody. So long.